It is a picture-perfect afternoon here for some baseball as the Sasquatch welcome the Spuds here for the second game of this three-game series on a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Hello everyone and welcome inside Black Hills Energy Stadium and inside the press box. I'm Ari Wall. Sasquatch took game one of this three-game series in dramatic fashion, a 9-8 victory over the Spuds, and after taking the first four of this after taking the first 4 games of this season in Casper, the Spuds sweeping that 4-game set, the Casper then came to town and the Sasquatch were able to come out and take game one. Sasquatch jumped out on top early and Cade Bleeker delivered a strong start for the Sasquatch, but then the Spuds were able to come back. Trailing 8-2, they scored 6 unanswered runs to tie the game 8-8, including 1 in the top of the 9th inning. And then the Sasquatch in the bottom half of the 9th loaded the bases, and a walk-off walk by Micah Coleman sealed the deal and gave the Sasquatch the walk-off victory. Well, before today's game, I spoke with Seth Nelson, who's back in his second year for the Sasquatch, about this series and about the start to the season. Take a look. Nelson, ahead of today's game. Seth, you're back for another year here with the Sasquatch. What made you want to come back for year 2?
Oh, man, just the atmosphere of the games, all the fans coming to the ballpark. You know, we have such a core group of fans that, you know, I don't think I could have not came back for another year, to be honest. It's just, the community here is just outstanding.
You talk about the community here. You got to meet some players from all around the country coming together for a quick time in summer ball. What's that experience like, getting to know these guys on such quick time?
It's super fascinating to learn, like, where everybody comes from, what schools they go to, you know, what they're doing in school, who they want to be in life. It's baseball is such a tight-knit community that it's so fun to get guys from all over the country just in one big group for the summer, you know.
Let's talk about now you guys on the diamond. Before you got here, the 4-game series in Casper, the team got swept. Now you're here facing this team now for your first time, but for the team's second time. What do you like about the way you guys played last night, getting the walk-off, and then what do you got to do here to get the final 2 games of the series?
You know, I just feel like we didn't give up. You know, the whole game we thought we had a chance, and, you know, we kept putting up runs. They had 2 good innings, and, you know, we came back with an answer. It was just, there was no back down from the squad last night. I feel like that's really going to carry through the rest of the series.
All right, thanks, Seth. Well, you'll get to see Seth Nelson in action here today's game as he's the designated hitter for the Sasquatch, but we're going to take a look at 2 players who you'll also see in today's game, in today's off-the-wall stats. 2 players who've had really strong starts to the season. For the Sasquatch, it's Patrick Riggs, and for the Spuds, it is Josh Phillips. You see the numbers for the 2 players there on screen. 364 batting average for Riggs, 462 for Phillips, 10 RBIs for Josh Phillips, including 3 home runs. All 3 of them, of course, coming against the Sasquatch. His 3rd of the season came last night. It was the first run of the game for the Spuds, but Patrick Riggs has been doing it just as good as well. 5 runs scored for Riggs, 6 RBIs for the outfielder. You'll get to see both of those players in action here tonight as it's the Sasquatch and the Spuds for game 2 of this 3-game series. Beautiful afternoon here at the ballpark, and we hope to have you along with us for today's game. Well, when we come back, we'll have the lineups, first pitch, and baseball here from Black Hills Energy Stadium. Stick around.
played.
A beautiful afternoon here on the 2nd of June as the Sasquatch welcome the Casper Spuds for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Sasquatch won Game 1, handed the Spuds their first loss of the season. The Spuds enter today 4-1, while the Sasquatch are looking to get to 500. They enter today at 4-5, a chance to get revenge against the Spuds after a 4-game sweep from the Spuds to open the series. Let's take a look at how these Spuds will line up here today. Similar lineup to what we saw last night. Leading off will be Elijah Reeves. He's the center fielder. Chandler Stocking, the second baseman, bats second. Josh Phillips, who has 3 home runs now on the season, he'll bat third and DH. Dylan Schlotterbeck is the shortstop. He bats fourth. Matt Marsick will bat fifth. Pedro Martinez is in right. He bats sixth. Cody Clausius is the first baseman, batting seventh. Cole Douglas will do the catching and bat eighth. And Hunter Billingsley will round out the order, the third baseman, and he will bat ninth. That lineup will be taking on the starting pitcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch. It is number 36, Easton Brooks, who gets the ball here today in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Brooks will try to right the ship after a bit of a tough start to the season. You can see the ERA 13.4. His last time out was against the Prospects. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up 7 runs on 4 hits and 7 walks. So you see the numbers, 2 strikeouts to 10 walks. The big key for him will be to find the zone and continue to remain in the zone. Limit the free passes and come after these Spuds hitters and try to deliver a strong start. Sasquatch over these past 2 games have gotten good starts out of their starting pitching, from Russell Peterson in the final game of the series against Nebraska, and then last night in the first game of this series, it was Cade Bleeker who delivered a strong start through those first 4 innings, got in a bit of trouble in the 5th inning, but still went 5 strong innings to begin the game for Spearfish. Today it'll be Easton Brooks trying to continue that trend against the Spuds. One of 3 games going on today in the ILB, and the first afternoon game here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, a 4:05 start as opposed to the 6:05 starts that we're used to begin this season. Game 5 of 6 here in this home series. After the series against Nebraska, now in the middle game of the 3-game set against Casper. Elijah Reeves gets set to dig in from the right side. Brooks on the mound, and he comes home, and we're underway with a first pitch strike out of the hands of Brooks. 76 degrees here at the ballpark. The sun is shining. Should be sunny all afternoon. 0-1. It's on the outside corner quickly, 0-2 the count here on Reeves. Reeves is a face the Sasquatch have seen often. Went 1 for 5 in yesterday's game out of the leadoff spot for the Spuds. 0-2 is hitting the air pretty well to left field. Ranging over is Patrick Rakes on the track. He will make the catch to retire Reeves for out number 1. Let's take a look at the Sasquatch defense and how they will line up behind Easton Brooks. In the outfield, it's Patrick Rakes, who you just saw make the catch. Micah Wallett is in center. Braden Gastisha out in right. The infield, Ben Tate, Matthew Gonzalez, Ryan Bachman, Jordan Bowman. That's third to first. And behind the plate, it is Chance Green catching Easton Brooks. 3 pitches, 1 out to retire Reeves. Chandler Stocking takes strike one. Certainly an encouraging sign here if you're Justice Scott watching Brooks on the mound. That's 4 strikes to begin the ball game. Out of the hands of the righty. In there again, 0-2 the count. Brooks, 6'4", 195. Goes to Utah Tech University. Did not appear in a game as a freshman with the Trailblazers. Getting an opportunity here in summer ball. 0-2, swing and a miss. Stocking down on strikes. 2 away here in the first. That'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Josh Phillips, who continued to play well against the Sasquatch with another home run last night. We showed you the numbers in the pregame on our off-the-wall stats. .462 batting average for Phillips on the season. He's 6 for 13 with an OPS of 1.8. 3 home runs on the season, 2 doubles, so 5 of his 6 hits have gone for extra bases. He's second on the team in RBIs. And he's done some damage here in the middle part of this Spuds order. Takes down low ball 1, or ball 2. Phillips hit his home run last night out to right field. It was the first base runner that Sasquatch starter Cade Bleeker had allowed, as he'd retired the first 11 in a row up until that point. 2 balls and a strike here, the count on Phillips. So we're just getting underway here at the ballpark. Some fans still filing in on Teacher Appreciation Night here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. 2-1 is down low. Count goes to 3-1 on Phillips. Shortstop Dylan Schlotterbeck waits on deck. (3-1) fouled away. Full count now here on Phillips. So Brooks looking to try to work a clean first inning. Would be a welcome sight for him after going just an inning and 2/3 in his last time out against Nebraska. His last start did not go to plan, giving up 4 and 5 in the first inning. And he walks Josh Phillips with 2 outs to give the Spuds their first base runner and extend the inning for Dylan Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck, a good start to the season for the Spuds. So he is tied for most on the team in terms of plate appearances. 25 plate appearances on the young season. Takes upstairs, ball 1. 5 for 18, he's batting .278. And 4 of 5 of his hits have gone for extra bases. He's got 6 runs scored as well. Playing in his 6th game, as are the Spuds, entering today 4-1. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Spuds really impressed in their first 2 games against the Sasquatch. Beating the Spuds by a large margin in both of those first 2 games, but then the Sasquatch played much better over the final 2 games, though they did drop both of them. It was only by 1 run in each of those games. And they were able to use that momentum in the series against Nebraska, taking 2 of 3, and then taking game 1 of the series last night against the Spuds, courtesy of a walk-off walk by Micah Coleman in the bottom of the 9th. 3-0's upstairs to Schlotterbeck. He works a walk on 4 pitches. After 2 quick outs, a pair of walks issued by Brooks. Brings up Matt Marsick to the plate. Marsick's also been a good bat to start the season for the Spuds. .318 batting average with an .830 OPS. 7 for 22 on the season. 1 home run as well. We mentioned the RBI numbers for Phillips, 10 RBIs for him. 11 for Matt Marsick, that's best on the team. Drops in a breaking ball for strike 1 on Marsick. As mentioned, Brooks gave up 5 runs in his previous outing against the Nebraska Prospects. 7 across 2 innings. He misses with that offering to even the count. One ball, one strike here on Marsick. Upstairs. Count goes to 2-1. Two-one upstairs. Count goes to 3-1 here on Marsick as Pedro Martinez waits on deck. Brooks trying to avoid a 3rd straight walk in this half inning. The walks were the difference in his last time out, walking 7 batters in just an inning and 2/3. Comes back with a strike there on 3-1, so full count. Josh Phillips will take off from second, Schlotterbeck from first. Ahead of a 3-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Brooks looking to retire Marsick and put up a 0 to begin this ball game. Here's the 3-2. And it's grounded and foul. Just foul, says home plate umpire Steve Craze. Gives an opportunity to introduce you to the umpire. Steve Craze is behind the plate. Josh Henwood in the fields. It was swapped last night. So Craze will now do the duties behind the dish. Payoff pitch from Brooks. Hit in the air, left field, foul. Go over the bullpen. So we'll do it again here ahead of a 3-2. Brooks got Reeves to fly out and then struck out Chandler Stocking to begin the ballgame. But a walk to Josh Phillips and a walk to Dylan Schlotterbeck have extended the frame as Brooks will get set to throw his 24th pitch of the half inning. Here it comes on 3-2, and it's swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning. Easton Brooks gets out of the jam, strikes out 2 in the frame, and leaves 2 stranded. Sasquatch bats come to the plate when we return.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Sasquatch bats coming up here in the bottom of the first, and we'll take a look at their starting lineup. Leading things off, it'll be the familiar face in Ryan Bachman. The second baseman will do the job at the leadoff spot as he has. Braden Gastisha is in right field. He bats second. Patrick Riggs bats third. He's in left. Seth Nelson, the DH, will clean up. Jordan Bowman is at first. He bats fifth. Ben Tate bats sixth. Chance Green will do the catching and bat seventh. Matthew Gonzalez, the shortstop, bats eighth. And then Micah Wallett, the center fielder, rounds out the order, batting ninth. And that lineup takes on the starting pitcher for the Spuds. It is Justin Estrada, who gets the ball for the second time this year out of La Habra, California. Attends Colorado Christian University. It was very impressive his first time out against the Sasquatch back on May 25th. Went 5 innings, struck out 8, walked 3, allowed 3 hits, and did not allow a run. Got the win in that game against the Sasquatch. In the second game of the year, we saw Jason Fink last night, who the Sasquatch got to after struggling against him their first time facing him. So we'll see if the Sasquatch can do the same now, facing Estrada for a second time. 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Got to look at Ryan Bachman's numbers ahead of his at-bat. Continuing to impress at the plate. In his 4th year with the Sasquatch, has been that consistent bat. Started all but 1 game in the leadoff spot. Takes a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. .324 batting average for Bachman. And among the team best in on-base percentage, only behind Ben Green and Kyle Finn at .478. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bachman in that leadoff spot, maybe not necessarily there for his speed, as he's 0 for 2 in terms of stolen bases, but he's walked 10 times. Part of the reason why his on-base percentage is so high. Of course, getting the hits helps as well. And he takes ball 4. So Bachman does begin the game with a walk. He continues to get on base at a high clip. We'll take a look at the Spuds defense here ahead of the at-bat by Braden Gastisha. Marsick, Reeves, and Martinez is the outfield left to right. On the infield, it's Hunter Billingsley, Dylan Schlotterbeck, Chandler Stocking, and Clausius at first. And then behind the plate, it is Cole Douglas catching Justin Estrada. First pitch in there on Braden Gastisha, who gets the start today in right field. Bachman, a small lead off first, being held on by Clausius. And this one nearly hits Gastisha. Douglas can't find it. Going to second easily is Bachman. Sasquatch will put a runner in scoring position here now with nobody out. Gastisha has struggled as of late. Now just 4 hits and 22 tries. Batting average down to 182. Sasquatch have a couple guys who've been scuffling as of late, or scuffling to start the season. But Gastisha getting the spot in the number 2 hole in the order. And he takes up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Despite that, though, like several other guys on this team, able to take his walks and still getting on base at a high rate. 8 walks on the season, is behind Ryan Bachman for second most on the team. On base percentage of .438. 2-1, big swing and a miss. Just got a piece of it. Count goes to 2-2. Outfield shading Gastisha to pull a little bit. Center fielder Reeves shading a bit towards right. Second baseman Stocking doing the same, playing a little more towards that first base side. 2-2 in the dirt. Bachman will stay put after a nice block by Douglas. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Patrick Rakes waits on deck. Three-two fouled away. We'll do it again. Estrada, like mentioned, only 3 hits and 3 walks allowed in his first time out against the Sasquatch. Was very dominant in that outing, striking out 8. In danger of walking a second batter in a row to begin the home half of the first. Here's his payoff pitch. Grounded to the right side. Fielded there at second by Stocking, thrown to first in time. Castisha moves Bachman over on the ground out. And it's the first out of the inning. Brings up Patrick Rakes, who we also highlighted in the off-the-wall stats in the pregame, showing the comparison between him and Phillips. Two strong bats to begin the year. Rakes, 364 batting average. OPS of 811. He takes ball one. 6 RBIs on the season for Patrick Rakes, who gets the start in left field today. Sasquatch did a really good job hitting situationally yesterday. When they had runners on in scoring position, they were able to bring them home with some sac flies, RBI groundouts. In fact, it was Patrick Rakes who had an RBI groundout in the first inning of yesterday's game. After a Ben Green triple with 1 out, Rakes got the job done to bring him home. Something the Sasquatch couldn't do in the first series between these two teams. Left a lot of runners stranded. Yesterday they put up 9 runs, which was enough to outlast the Spuds' late comeback attempt, 9-8. Two and one here, the count on Rakes. Infield again, shading him a little bit to pull. Shortstop Schlotterbeck only about 2 steps on the shortstop side of second base. 2-1. Rakes grounds one to the right side. This will not get through. As a really nice play at second base by Stocking. Keeps it in the infield. It's another RBI ground out for Patrick Rakes, but it gets the job done. And Ryan Bachman comes in to score the first run of the game. Sasquatch an early 1-0 lead. Brings up Seth Nelson, who you heard from in the pregame show as well. A conversation with him before today's game. Nelson back for his second year with the club. Really strong summer last year, and he's continued it this year, off to a 4-for-10 start. Already 5 RBIs on the season. Only needing 3 games played to get to that mark. Couple sacs flies for Nelson. 1-0's fouled away. Sasquatch had struggled getting early offense in the series against Casper. They were playing from behind early on in those games, and in fact played from behind the entirety of that 4-game set, as they never held a lead. They held a lead for the first time against the Spuds yesterday with a run in the bottom of the first. And now again, some early offense with a run here today. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 2 on Nelson. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. Nelson down on strikes to end the frame. Sasquatch bring home a run. Don't need a hit to do it. And they'll carry a 1-0 lead into the second.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Pedro Martinez, Cody Clausius, and Cole Douglas, 6, 7, 8 in the order to begin the top of the second. Ball 1 the count on Martinez. Martinez 2 for 7 on the season so far, 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Outside 2-0. A bit of wind through the ballpark. The flag's out in center field, blowing towards the left field side. So it's about 74, 75 degrees, sun shining. A little bit of wind. Great day at the ballpark here in Spearfish. We had some bad weather at the back end of last week in that Nebraska series, some rain, but weather holding up nice over the course of this weekend series against the Spuds. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Martinez. They're getting the start in right field today. And I just have to say, man, the name Pedro Martinez for baseball, gotta love it. 2-2. This one's lined to the second base side, and Bachman goes into a slide to make the play. Martinez lines out for out number 1. Stick around as well in the bottom half of the 5th inning, as we're going to hopefully have Elijah Bobo come up and join us in the booth. Russell Peterson joined us yesterday in the bottom half of the 5th. If you didn't get a chance to see that, you can watch it back in yesterday's game. Got to hear from Russell about his start to the season. Hopefully get to hear the same stuff from Elijah Bobo when he joins us in the home half of the 5th. Cody Clausius digs in from the left side. First opportunity we're getting to see him here with the Spuds, as he did not appear in the first series against the Sasquatch. May have joined the team late, but he's here now, and he's getting the start at first base in that 7th spot in the order. One. It's in there for strike 2. Well, Brooks already in this start pounding the zone a lot better than he did in that start against the Prospects. Despite 2 walks in the first inning, no hard contact off him this far. Looking for strikeout number 3. It's in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Sasquatch have just 1 more game remaining on this long home series when they take on the Spuds tomorrow at 6:05. Series finale. Sasquatch have been trying to manufacture some outs out of the bullpen because of that. Swing and a miss as Clausius goes around on the check swing. That's strikeout number 3 and out number 2. But because of the long stretch of games without a break, Sasquatch have had to try to navigate that back end of the bullpen, which has been at times difficult. Yesterday they ran into a bit of trouble, giving up the 6 runs unanswered. But they were still able to pull it out with that run in the home half of the 9th to grab the win. We've seen the limit be about 70 to 75 pitches for these starters. As both Peterson and Bleeker pulled after reaching that mark. Bleeker threw 79 yesterday, Peterson 72 the day before. Both was able to get through 5 innings. We'll see if Bleeker can do the same and deliver a 3rd straight 5-inning outing. He's ahead here, 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Cole Douglas. Here's the 1-2. This one's grounded to 3rd. Tate goes into a slide, trying to find the ball. Throw on to 1st. Won't be in time. We'll see how they score it. Pretty tough play for Tate at 3rd to make. And they will score it a single, I think, rightfully so. Brings up Hunter Billingsley. Billingsley, the 9-hole hitter. As Brooks looks for a 2nd straight clean inning. Check swing on the pitch outside. Appeal down to second. Didn't go. Billingsley 0 for 8 to start the season. Looking for his first hit of the summer. Cole Douglas takes his lead off first. 1-0. Again goes to that same outside corner, this time a strike. Ball and a strike here on Hunter Billingsley. One this time, misses down and away. Billingsley, if you can't hear over our crowd microphone, he is today's beer batter at the ballpark. The fans are hoping for a strikeout whenever he's at the plate. 2-1. That's in there for strike two, and now they will be excited ahead of a two-strike pitch to Billingsley. Brooks already with 3 strikeouts in the game. Looking for number 4, which would be much to the delight of the home crowds here at the ballpark. 2-2. Grounded foul. Gotta wonder if you're a batter and you know you're the beer batter, if you're shortening up at the plate, trying to do everything you can not to strike out. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes. Pitch is in the dirt. Throw down to second. Will not be in time. Gonzalez takes it on the short hop. Stolen base for Cole Douglas. And now a full count on Billingsley, as the Spuds continue to have success on the base paths against the Sasquatch. 3-2 from Brooks. Is hit in the air to left field. Running over is Rakes, and he won't be able to play it on a hop. Throw comes into the cutoff man, Gonzalez. Runner scores from second. It's Douglas, who scores on the RBI base hit for Hunter Billingsley. So a 2-strike single, stolen base, and now RBI single for Billingsley gets the Spuds on the board. And they even the score here in the top of the second. Lineup goes back to the top of the order. Elijah Reeves digs in. Runner goes. No, he doesn't. He stopped it halfway through, and the pitch got away, so now he will go. Billingsley took about 3 steps and then shut it down. But a wild pitch is going to allow him to get to second either way. I've talked with head coach Justice Scott a couple times about the stolen bases. They worked on it ahead of the first game against Casper, holding guys on better and working on the catchers, throwing guys out, trying to prepare for the Spud series where they knew Casper was going to want to run. They were able to limit the Spuds relatively decently in game 1 of the series, as Casper didn't run nearly as much as they did in that 4-game set. But today they're active again on the bases. 2-0 pitch is chopped to the third base side. Tate will play it in fair territory. Throw across the diamond in time to retire Reeves. Spuds bring home a run on 2 hits to even the score in the second. Sasquatch bats coming back up to look for an answer.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
The thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
And games. Take your sports wagering experience to the next level at BetLodge Sportsbook, the premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at BetLodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Jordan Bowman, Ben Tate, and Chance Green, 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Sasquatch in the home half of the second. In a now tie ball game, going up against Justin Estrada. Bowman, we saw him pitch last night against the Spuds. Went an inning and 2/3 on the mound for the Sasquatch. Seen him at first base, DH, starting a game, and out of the bullpen. So he's done a little bit of everything so far. At the plate, .250 batting average. He's 4 for 16 to begin the year. All 4 hits singles. Count even here, 1-1 on Bowman. Sasquatch brought home a run on no hits in the bottom half of the first. And Bowman rips one down the left side, but foul. So he was just out in front of the pitch inside. Count goes to 1-2. Teacher appreciation night at the ballpark. A lot of teachers, a lot of families with their kids as well. As kids, I believe, had free entry today. So you're seeing a lot of kids here at the ballpark. A great sight to see as the crowd relatively full out in front of me in the press box in these general admission seats. 2-2. Upstairs, full count on Bowman with Tate on deck. Estrada walked Ryan Bachman to open the bottom half of the first. And that run then came around to score after a wild pitch and a pair of ground balls brought him home. Full count. Bowman goes down on strikes on a pitch inside. Second strikeout of the game. Second consecutive strikeout for Justin Estrada. And the first out in the second. Brings up Ben Tate. Tate started off the season a little bit slower, but he's heated up as of late. Let's take a look at the numbers for him. 8 for 29, .276 batting average. 4 extra base hits as well. Half of his hits for singles, the other half for doubles, including a big 3-run bases clearing double a couple nights ago against Nebraska in a game that they could not hold on to win. But Tate was part of a big late inning comeback as he cleared the bases with a double out to left center field. Takes outside. Haven't seen a whole lot of power from the Sasquatch in terms of home runs. The only 2 that they have hit have both come off the bat of Lane Syme, who's out of the order today. Syme did some damage against the Spuds with a homer the first time these two teams met, and did it again last night with a 2-run shot when we had Russell Peterson up here in the booth in that bottom of the 5th. 4-run 5th inning was a big part of that win last night. 1-2. Sails outside. 2-2 here now on Tate. Two-two's upstairs, ball 3. There is no shifting rule in the ILB. And I know that now because Chandler Stocking is on the third base side of second base. Spuds have 3 infielders on the left side, and only first baseman Clausius on the right side. 3-2 pitch is hit hard out to center field, but Reeves is able to get under it, and he'll put it away for the second out. Brings up Chance Green now, the catcher, batting in the 7th spot in the order. Green just 2 for 18 to begin the season, a 111 batting average. As the catchers for both of these teams have had a tough go of things to begin the season. Spuds catchers are just 3 for 18 to begin the season, while Sasquatch catchers are 3 for 31. So both these teams looking for more production out of that catcher spot. As Green lines one right over the head of Estrada. I think he got his glove to it as that ball nearly took off his head on the mound. Green is going to get a 2-out single. There's some production out of your catcher, but thankfully Estrada was able to get out of the way of that baseball. Brings up Matthew Gonzalez. Gonzalez now batting with 2 away and a runner aboard. As you saw the numbers for him as he stepped into the box. .333 batting average. Seeing him at shortstop now that Micah Coleman has come to the team. We saw Coleman a couple times at short as well. That left side of the infield gets another face that will be rotating through. Gonzalez on a pitch upstairs, lofts one into shallow center. Reeves makes the catch to put it away. Sasquatch get their first hit, but they'll leave him stranded. So we're still tied at 1, heading into the third.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Newest games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
Well, between half innings here at the ballpark, the Sasquatch honored their teachers here at Teacher Appreciation Night, and fans come out tomorrow night as it is Top Gun night tomorrow on June 3rd, 6:05 first pitch in the series finale between the Spuds and Sasquatch, as we'll be celebrating the Top Gun movies. Come in your Top Gun attire. I know some of the interns will be. Maybe some fun activities at the ballpark in terms of the players and promotions. Chandler Stocking will lead things off in the top of the third inning. It's 2-3-4 in the order. Stocking takes in the dirt, 2-0. 3-pitch mix out of Easton Brooks. His fastball sitting high 80s, touched 90 in the first inning. Fouled straight back off the bat of Stocking. Stocking struck out his first time up in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Easton Brooks in this game. 2-1, grounded softly to short. Gonzalez, the play across the diamond, in time. Stocking is retired for the first out. Something we saw a lot last night as well was the Sasquatch's ability, their pitcher's ability, I should say, to get first outs. It does so much for you if you can retire the leadoff man in the inning. And in last night's game, they did so in 6 of 9 innings. They retired the leadoff hitter. So far, Brooks has retired the leadoff hitter in each of the first 3 innings today. Keeps the bases empty for the power threat that is Josh Phillips. 3 home runs on the season. Yet to have his first at-bat as his first plate appearance resulted in a walk. Take strike 1 from Brooks. Definitely a much better start today from Easton Brooks. 2 hits, 2 walks through 2 1/3. Just the 1 run allowed. Looking to bounce back from that start against Nebraska and put together his best start of the early summer. Outfield playing pretty deep on Phillips, 1-1. Goes just off the edge. In the outer part of the plate, 2-1. One grounded to second. Bachman, tough hop, but he's able to adjust and make the play to retire Phillips. Well, second base has not been so kind to Ryan Bachman as we saw yesterday's game. In those later innings, a ground ball that went right to Bachman that he could not make the play on. Went down as a hit because of the hop that it took on Bachman, but the dirt or grass, whatever is causing it, not so kind there at second base. Bachman's had to make a couple of those kinds of plays. This time he's able to read it. Put it away for out number 2. If anybody knows this infield, it would be Ryan Bachman, who's seen it for now a 4th year. Dylan Schlotterbeck will now bat with 2 away. As I talked about getting the leadoff guy on, Brooks has retired the first 2 batters in every half inning as well. Struggled to get the 3rd out in the first, walking the next 2. And in the second inning, back-to-back singles brought home the first run of the game for Casper. So Brooks looking to try to get that 3rd out and deliver his first 1-2-3 inning. Comes home with a 1-1. Upstairs check swing didn't go. 2 balls and a strike. Two 2-1 from Brooks is up at the top of the zone for strike 2, so now count even. Brooks still sitting on 3 strikeouts, all of them swinging. Looking to retire Schlotterbeck here for his first clean frame. 2-2. Upstairs, count goes full. Matt Marsick, the left fielder, is due up next. Score tied at 1 here in the top of the 3rd. Brooks against Schlotterbeck. 3-2. Check swing didn't go on the pitch that just misses the outside corner. And so again, with 2 away in the inning, Casper Spuds will extend the half inning with a walk. Schlotterbeck walks for a 2nd time today. And Matt Marsick will dig in from the left side. Marsick was the first strikeout victim of Brooks back in the 1st. As Schlotterbeck is now aboard at first. We'll see how aggressive the Spuds decide to be in the running game. Schlotterbeck is 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year. Outside. Spuds were supposed to play that 2 games in Fremont, but they both were canceled. So they were supposed to have an opponent before playing the Sasquatch again, but those games were not played, and so Spuds have only seen the Sasquatch this season. This one's off the end of the bat and grounded to short. Gonzalez will go the short way to second and retire Schlotterbeck on the bases himself to end the top of the 3rd. Sasquatch bats coming back up. Score tied at 1 when we return here. Bottom of the 3rd coming up.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. we're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Newest Games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
(9-1-2) in the order for the Sasquatch, beginning with Micah Wallet. And then turning things over, Ryan Bachman and Braden Gastisha are the three coming to the plate here against Justin Estrada, the home half of the third. First pitch misses to Wallet. Wallet and Coleman, the two Micahs, joined the team in that series against Nebraska. Wallet is now appearing in his third game. He's looked good in his first two, 3, 4, 5 to begin the season. And he skies this one up in shallow left center field. Who's going to get it? Reeves charging in from center. Puts it away to retire Wallet for out number one. Brings up Ryan Bachman now to the plate. Can't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was Russell Peterson yesterday, who was talking about Ryan Bachman and when he comes to the plate. Of course, with this being his fourth year, I'm not sure if that's the same song he's used every year, but the two claps in the song, which you probably can hear over the microphone, the fans clap along with it. Always just seem to have a little bit more energy when Ryan Bachman is at the plate or doing something in the field as he hits one hard out to center, but Reeves will drift over to his right and put it away. Two flyouts to center to begin the inning, as Wallet and Bachman are both retired. They'll bring up Braden Gastisha, the right fielder. Gastisha grounded out to first in his first at-bat. Takes in the dirt here, 1-0. Misses in. 2 balls and no strikes on Gastisha. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors for the Spuds. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors for Spearfish. We've almost played 3 here at the ballpark. 3-0 on Gastisha. Estrada, like Brooks, a solid start to this game, but has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Retired the first 2 here, looking for that third out. Pumps in a strike on 3-0 to get back in the count here on Gastisha. (3-1) in on the hands, loop to second. 1 hop fielded by Stocking, who flips to first to retire Gastisha for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Justin Estrada in the home half of the third. We've played 3 at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Score tied at 1.
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Getting set for the top of the fourth here. Pedro Martinez will lead it off. Takes outside ball one. It's Martinez, Clausius, and Douglas. 6, 7, 8 in the order. One 0 from Brooks is swung on and missed. Count even, a ball and a strike. One catches the outside corner. 1 and 2 on Martinez. Martinez lined out to second his first time up. That was in the second inning. As Brooks has now thrown 66 pitches. Potentially his last inning. Could be this fourth. Lined again to second. And this one again takes a hop on Bachman. He can't make the play, and the throw to first is not in time. Single for Pedro Martinez to lead off the fourth. We'll see what they score it, a hit or an error. It'll bring up Cody Clausius. Clausius struck out in his first at-bat. They are going to rule that an error as opposed to a hit. Error charged on Bachman. Oh, 1 runner goes. Pitch is up and away. Throw down to second. One hop and not in time. Martinez swipes second. He moves now in scoring position with nobody out. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Clausius. As did it look like the bag come off again at second base? Might have, as they will readjust the dirt there around the bag. Martinez holds up the bag at second base. Comes off again, dislodged from the dirt. So we'll take a little break as they tend to second base. 1 run on 2 hits for the Spuds after the ground ball from Martinez was ruled an error. So 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error committed on the Spearfish side of things. Nobody up and throwing yet in the Sasquatch bullpen, as Brooks is getting close to that 70 pitch mark. Clausius digs back in, ahead of a 1-1. Fouled away. Bottom three in the order here. So we're at the 7th spot in the form of Cody Clausius. Brooks trying to go 4 innings, 1 run. Quiet a Spuds offense that was very potent in the first 4 games of the year. 1-2. That's in there for strike 3. Clausius is down on strikes for the 2nd time today. He goes down looking for out number 1. Brings up Cole Douglas, the catcher. Douglas singled with 2 away in the 2nd inning. Stole second, and then an RBI single from Hunter Billingsley brought him home for the first Spuds run of the game. Gonzalez goes over to second. Looking for a throwback on Martinez. Didn't come. One ball, no strikes, the count here on Douglas. Gonzalez again holding on Martinez. Pitches upstairs, and that's going to get off of the glove of Green behind the plate. Moving to third is Martinez. So now the runner stands at third. Ben Tate has his toes on the grass on the third base side. Now he backs off a little bit. Middle infield back Jordan Bowman on the first base side creeps in slightly. 2-0 from Brooks. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts in the game for Easton Brooks. A 5th one here would be big to keep Martinez where he is at third. Two-one. Swing and a miss. Again, he throws that fastball by him. 2-2. Fastball sitting in the high 80s. Able to get swing and miss there on Douglas on back-to-back pitches. See if he tries it again here, or does he go something soft? 2-2. Tries it again. Misses upstairs on the 88-mile-an-hour fastball to make it a full count. Hunter Billingsley, the 9-hole hitter, waits on deck. Three-two from Brooks. Fouled away. Another 3-2 coming. Brooks' pitch count now up to 78 on the day. It's among the most, if not the most, we've seen a Sasquatch pitcher throw in one outing. Haven't seen any go to the 100 mark. Spuds had a couple do so. 3-2. In the air, left field. We'll see if it's deep enough to bring the run home. Rakes coming in. He makes the catch. Martinez will try to tag and then call it off. As a great throw from left field. The right move by Martinez as Patrick Rakes holds Martinez at third. And that's the 2nd out of the inning, and Brooks is 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Billingsley an RBI single in the 2nd inning. The lone damage for the Spuds. Trying to bring home his 2nd run of the game and put the Spuds in front. Spuds did not hold a lead all of last night. Swing and a miss. 0-1 here on Billingsley. Colin Anderson throwing in the Sasquatch bullpen. As Justice Scott looks for one more out of his starter. 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Green. Seen a lot of wild pitches and pass balls by Sasquatch catchers this season. Brooks trusting his catcher here, and Green rewarding him with a block there. Count goes to a ball and a strike. Brooks' pitch. Check swing. The appeal, he did not go. Josh Henwood out in the field says no swing. Outfield shading him a little bit to the opposite field. Wallette shading more towards left. A big hole out in right center field with nobody covering that gap. Swing and a miss on a pitch upstairs. Full count. Take that back. 2-2 is the count on Billingsley. 4 strikeouts on the day for Brooks as he tries to go 4 innings, 1 run against the Spuds. See if he can get strikeout number 5. 2-2. Fouled away. As he hits 90 miles an hour with the fastball. Giving everything he's got left in the tank ahead of his 84th pitch of the game. Trying to make it his last and get through a 4th frame. He steps off. Martinez stands at third after he reached on a leadoff error. Billingsley trying to bring him home. 2-2 from Brooks. Fouled away again, late on the fastball, but he stays alive. Well, he keeps throwing the fastball and is repeatedly late on the fastball. You don't want to speed up his bat and throw him a curveball, but at the same time, you want to force Billingsley to make an adjustment and hit that fastball. See what Brooks just tries to throw here. 2-2. Fastball just misses outside. Can't get the strikeout, looking much to the dismay of the fans here at the ballpark. And the count will go full. Leadoff man Elijah Reeves waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch from Brooks. Grounded to short. Gonzalez fields. Throw across the diamond in time. So Brooks gets himself into and out of trouble in the top of the 4th inning as he leaves a runner stranded at third. Probably the last batter he'll face. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Sasquatch and Spuds tied at 1.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
We keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
Patrick Rakes takes up and away for ball 1 to begin the home half of the 4th. It's 3-4-5 Rakes, Nelson, and Bowman here in the 4th. Colin Anderson continues throwing out in the bullpen. Have to imagine the night is probably over for Easton Brooks, who delivers a really strong outing, a much better start here today. 4 innings pitched on 87 pitches. Rakes a big swing and a miss. 1-2. Estrada on the other side of things, much more efficient with his pitch count. He gets set to throw his 50th here. In the dirt, 2-2 now on Rakes. Rakes responsible for the lone RBI for the Sasquatch. Came in the 1st inning. on an RBI ground out to second. 2-2, swing and a miss. Rakes is down on strikes. Third strikeout of the game for Estrada. Stay tuned as well for the bottom of the 5th inning when Elijah Bobo will hopefully join us up in the booth. Get to hear a conversation with Elijah Bobo about his start to the season along with the Sasquatch's early goings. He'll join us for that entire bottom of the 5th inning. And if it's anything like last night, Russell Peterson brought the offense with 4 runs when he came up in the booth. So hopefully Elijah Bobo can do the same for the Sasquatch, who remain in this game tied 1-1. Nelson chops one up over the head of Estrada and into center field as the middle infield was both shifted to the first and third base side. There was a big hole up the middle, and Nelson takes advantage with just the second hit of the game for the Sasquatch. Breaks a streak of 5 straight retired by Estrada. Jordan Bowman will come to the plate here with 1 away and a runner aboard. Ball 1 on Bowman. Other games around the ILB getting set to start. The Zap and the Moo scheduled to start at 5:05. The Prospects and Sodbusters scheduled for 5:35, as this was the early game today. Nelson takes off. Throw down to second is in time. Nelson is gunned down trying to steal second. That is out number 2. So 1-0. 2-0, pardon me, on Bowman as he rips one foul. Strikeout to Patrick Rakes, and then a single and caught stealing on Seth Nelson, as Estrada looks for a back-to-back inning where he faces the minimum. 2-1. Off-speed pitch misses to make it a 3-1 count. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And that one misses outside, ball 4. Well, the Sasquatch have played the most games in the ILB this season as they enter today 4-5. So we'll take a quick look at the standings around the ILB. You see the Spuds still leading things at the top, 4-1. The Moo at 4-2. The Sasquatch there 4-5. As both the Bison baseball and Plainsmen have not played a game yet this season. But the Spuds still, after that hot start, remain with the best record in the ILB, as the Sasquatch trying to move to 500 with a win today. Would win 5 of their last 6 if they can get the job done. 1-0 misses way outside. Douglas sticks out the glove to make the play. So Bowman aboard with a 2-out walk. Ben Tate flew out his first time up in the second. So we're at the 6th spot in the order for the Sasquatch in the home half of the 4th. '60th pitch of the game for Estrada is popped foul. No action going on in the Spuds bullpen. Spuds were content to let Estrada pitch his first time out. He pitched in game 3 of that series to open the year against the Sasquatch. 5 innings, struck out 8, did not allow a run, and got the win. 2-1, lined, center field. Reeves started back, now he's coming in. Head first dive, and he makes the play. What a play out in center field by Elijah Reeves to rob Ben Tate of a hit. And that is the 3rd out of the bottom of the 4th. Sasquatch and Spuds remain tied at 1. Headed to the 5th here on Spearfish Sasquatch YouTube.
My sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
After a really nice catch out in center field to end the bottom of the fourth, Elijah Reeves is going to come to the plate to lead off the top of the fifth. It's Reeves, Stocking, and Phillips 1, 2, 3 in the order, and that will go against the new pitcher for the Sasquatch as Colin Anderson is the first man out of the bullpen today for head coach Justice Scott. Misses with his first offering. The line for Easton Brooks, he faces 18 batters over the 4 innings he pitches, 87 pitches. Allows just 1 run on 2 hits, walks 3, and strikes out 4. By far his best outing of the year. As Reeves lofts one into shallow right center field, that's going to drop in front of Wallette and Gastisha out in right center. And Elijah Reeves is aboard to begin the top of the fifth. So for a third straight day, Sasquatch pitcher has a good outing on the mound. This time it's Easton Brooks who continues a string over the last couple games. Peterson, Bleeker, and now a good start from Reeves, or Brooks, pardon me. Reeves as well, a good start as he begins this fifth inning with a base hit. Brings up Chandler Stocking, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out for Stocking today. Reeves a lot of speed on first as well. And this team likes to run. We know that. Stays put on the 0-1. This pitch is outside. Reeves is 4 of 4 on stolen bases this year. One is foul tipped. Count goes to 1-2. Anderson had that really good outing out of the bullpen where he was almost untouchable. Perfect out of the bullpen. Ball and 2 strikes here on Stocking. Checking it first, and Reeves is going to be caught in a rundown. Bowman did not make the tag. Throw to first. Got him at first. 1-3-1. Reeves is retired on the pickoff. Caught stealing. And that is out number 1. Well, Reeves thought he was in safely at first ahead of the tag from Anderson. As he just shakes his head as he goes towards the dugout. Conversation here on the base pass as Josh Henwood, who is the umpire out on the bases, will have a conversation with the head coach for Casper. All they can do really is have the two talk to each other about what they saw. Steve Craze saw it from the home plate side of things, and he just motions to tell him to go back to the dugout. See what they talk about here. Clearly one of them, we know, Henwood, thought he was out. If Craze thought he was safe, then I don't know what they would decide. But Henwood confirms the call. He is out at first. So a nice move by Colin Anderson, a righty, able to step off and retire Reeves on the bases. Welcome sight for head coach Justice Scott, as some of that preparation in terms of holding runners on seems to be working in these first 2 games against Casper. Stocking fouls this pitch off, so it's a ball and 2 strikes here on the second baseman. Stocking looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2. Anderson's pitch is foul tipped. Anderson has the ability to go multiple innings out of the bullpen. Comes into this game in the top of the 5th. See how many head coach Justice Scott is hoping to get out of him. He just misses there on 1 and 2. He's trying to go to that outside corner. Missed just off the edge. Two. This time further off the edge as the count goes full. Josh Phillips waits on deck. He's 0 for 1. The Spuds are looking for some offenses. Been a pretty quiet day for both teams on the offensive side. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 3. So after a single and a pickoff out, 2 up and 2 away in this 5th inning. Chance for the Sasquatch pitching staff to have their first 3 up, 3 down inning. It's the power bat of Josh Phillips who comes to the plate. Phillips takes in the dirt for ball 1. Phillips hit his 3rd home run of the season in yesterday's game. And when he hits them, he knows they're out. 1-0 misses inside, count even. One. That's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. So Colin Anderson trying to work through this 5th inning. Came out in relief of Easton Brooks. Looking to set down the minimum in this half inning as Phillips fouls it away. Count goes to 2-2. Infield, outfield pretty much straight up here on Phillips. 2-2 from Anderson. Sky down the left side. Tate will range over towards the screen. Ranging up against the fence, he puts it away for out number 3. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, we'll have Elijah Bobo join us up in the booth. You won't want to miss it. Stick around to hear our conversation when we return.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
It's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Joined up here in the booth by Elijah Bobo, one of the relief pitchers here on the squad for the Sasquatch. So glad you could come up here and join us in the booth. We were just talking between half innings about last time when Russell Peterson was up here. We got some offense from the Sasquatch, 4 runs, hoping that we could get the same thing here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Sasquatch as Chance Green takes ball 1. Well, Bobo, first of all, welcome up here to the press box. But you also from California, as am I. Steven, our video production intern, is also from California.
Sweet.
So how does a guy like you end up playing here out in South Dakota for some summer baseball?
I wanted to get out of California and kind of check out a new area, which was nice, and I've enjoyed it a lot so far, so it's been pretty cool.
Well, what's been your favorite thing out here in South Dakota? I know the weather wasn't always so great the first time out. I think you were pitching in the rain one of those days, but
yeah.
What's been some of your highlights since coming out here?
My host family, the house is really nice and the backyard's huge, so I get to look out and just see stars, which is a lot different from California.
Yeah,
considering
I feel
there's
that.
so many lights, but I'm excited to go on a couple hikes too on some of these off days coming up. So, and the guys have been great, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was talking every time I talk with a player, I always like to ask them this kind of question about is summer baseball. Obviously, when you come to the college, a lot of these guys, even if they're freshmen, you're spending the whole summer with them, and then hopefully they'll be back next year.
Mm-hmm.
But here in summer baseball, you kind of know that this might be the only time you guys ever play baseball. What is that process like when you first meet these guys from all different colleges?
I think it's actually really cool because there's no pressure or competition kind of behind it, like in college, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we all get to just enjoy our time together. Like, we know that it's short, and so we make the most out of it and build a quick, good, solid relationship with each other. It's pretty awesome.
Chance Green starts off the half inning with a walk, so there we go. We're already getting the offensive party rolling here in this bottom of the 5th inning, hoping to continue what we saw last night. Well, for you on the mound as well, you pitched in back-to-back days. That's the first time we saw that out of any Sasquatch pitcher this year. Was that something that you were pushing? Did you tell Coach Justice Scott that you were ready to go, or how did that process go down?
Absolutely. I was ready. Originally, I was only supposed to go 1 inning that second day, and I felt good coming out of that 1 inning and told him I'm good to go. So I just kept rolling, which was awesome.
And for you on the mound, for anybody who hasn't gotten a chance to see you pitch or maybe only saw you once or twice, what kind of pitches do you throw? What's your pitch arsenal? What kind of pitcher do you like to rely on? Are you going out there looking to strike the guys out, pitch to contact? What kind of pitcher are you?
Recently I've been looking to pitch to contact. I like letting my defense work, but I'm mainly fastball slider. I'm working on a changeup, which is what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love a good strikeout. We like to see guys swing and miss. So
absolutely. Matthew Gonzalez is here at the plate with 1 on and nobody out, and joined in the booth here by Elijah Bobo. Count goes to 1-1. When I was talking with Russell Peterson, he mentioned sort of the same thing, that he's here trying to work on his slider. For you, working on the changeup, we talk about working on a pitch over the course of a summer. What is that process like? Are you working with pitching coaches to try to refine the pitch, or those bullpen sessions? Are you working on that in the middle of games? How do you get better at that pitch over the course of the summer?
I was talking, so we had Bill out here for the first 10 days, and he was awesome. He kind of gave me some good feel and ideas with the changeup, and it's cool because there's so many other guys that throw good pitches or struggle with certain things, so you get a lot of feedback from each person and work on it in the bullpens. But for me, I'm trying to work on it in game, especially against hitters, because that's where it really comes down and matters.
And talking about working with these other guys, some of them working on different pitches, some of them probably working on a similar pitch with the changeup. Do you exchange like grips, show that you throw it a different way and try to pick up and pull from how each other throw the ball? This one is missed outside, and the throw down to second is going to be in time to catch Chance Green.
Close play.
Caught stealing at second base. That's out number 1 here in this bottom half of the 5th inning. But go back to the question, how is that process like of sort of sharing your knowledge of the pitch and how they throw it maybe a little bit slightly different?
Funny enough, literally, I was just in the bullpen this last half inning, and I was talking to Cade, and we were going over changeup grips and kind of just talking about what works for him, what works for me, and kind of going over little things that he's gone and learned throughout his college career. And then, so yeah, we all just communicate, kind of figure out what plays, because everybody's different. Everybody's arm slot's different. Things work differently. And yeah, just kind of finding comfort with it.
Meeting on the mound here as there is an arm loosening in the bullpen as Estrada standing on the mound trying to get through this half inning with a couple of walks. No motion to the bullpen yet. I'm up here in the booth with Elijah Bobo. For you on the mound so far this season, you've been pretty good out of the bullpen. Are you hoping that maybe that turns into a role where you're a back-end guy as a closer, or do you want to see yourself maybe starting some games over the course of the summer? What are you hoping for individually?
I would love to start a couple games. I used to start in high school, and I thought it was great and fun. But if the bullpen is the role that they want me in, and that's going to play and help us win games, then absolutely. I think closing's fun. There's a lot of pressure behind it, which I can feed off of and enjoy. So.
And have you ever played summer baseball before?
Yeah, but always locally, kind of around my hometown. So this is the first time I've gotten out of California and done something different. So
that's super cool. Well, I was going to ask you because of Russell Peterson said yesterday that one of his favorite things, or maybe it was Lane Simon, I don't remember who I was talking to who said it, that one of their favorite parts of being on the team so far in the season was like the bus rides, playing Mafia, and having fun on those road trips. You've only had the one long extended road trip on the road in Casper, but what is that like when you're on the road and you know you're on the road for 4 days, stay in a room with 3 other guys, wake up in the morning, baseball, go back at the hotel? What is that like?
It's a fun experience because there's not much pressure or stress behind it. You know what I mean? I get to go to the field, have fun with my guys, and then right after get some food and just chill in the hotel. Like it's a cool experience that you don't usually get just being at home or anywhere else really. So I enjoy it.
Curious if this is your first time as well ever coming up during a broadcast, appearing on air. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it is. It is.
How are you liking it so far?
It's pretty sweet. I could definitely see myself doing this.
Really?
Yeah, no, this is fun.
Maybe a color analyst in the future for Elijah Bobo in his time after his playing career. I'd love to know as well, what got you into baseball? How did you get in the sport in the first place? Did you ever have to make a decision where it was baseball or another sport to pursue in a college or a high school level, or was baseball your first love?
Actually, I used to enjoy soccer as a kid. That was kind of what I enjoyed. And then I remember going to a couple baseball games, major league games, and fell in love with the Dodgers. They had some really exciting players as a kid, and I slowly just started falling in love with it. And I played football in high school as well, but baseball has always been kind of my passion and my comfort spot.
2-2 pitch is in there for strike 3 as Micah Wallette is down on strikes for out number 2. Matthew Gonzalez still stands at first as the lineup turns back over for Ryan Bachman here in the home half of the 5th. Score still tied 1-1. Because of your experience with soccer, I'd love a little more fun question. Which Sasquatch player do you think would make the best soccer player?
Ooh, I think Ben Green, because he's really smooth and athletic, like all around. He's a center fielder. He can move. But we play a lot of sack, which is like hacky sack, kick the ball up. And a lot of the pitchers actually are really coordinated with their feet, surprisingly. So I think Bleeker, the starter from yesterday, I think he might be a pretty good candidate for a soccer player.
Bachman fouls the 1-0 pitch off. Count goes to 1-1. Elijah Bobo joining us up here in the booth in the bottom half of the 5th. Well, you mentioned you're a Dodgers fan growing up. Do you have a favorite baseball player from when you were a kid, or maybe a favorite baseball player nowadays?
Dodgers specifically, I loved Yasiel Puig. I think he brought like a really fun energy to the game. He was awesome to watch. But I've always been a Stroman fan. I think he's got some swag. He's a great pitcher, and he's around my height too, which is really cool.
You model your game at all a little bit after, maybe not your game, but at least your pitcher that you like to look up to, Marcus Stroman?
Absolutely, yeah. He's got a lot of good things. He makes a lot of I've seen a couple of YouTube videos too where he talks about pitch grips and stuff like that. A lot of good things to take notes on.
Bachman skies one into left center field. Drifting over is Marsick. Reeves, the center fielder, will call him off to make the play. That'll end the inning in the bottom half of the 5th. Well, thanks so much for Elijah Bobo joining us up here in the booth. A little bit of a shorter half inning than what we got with Russell Peterson, but still great to have you up. Maybe have you on another time up later this season.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, well, we'll look forward to it. Score tied 1-1 when we come back. Top of the 6th coming up.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Dylan Schlotterbeck begins the next half inning here, whereas we're getting set for the top of the sixth. Elijah Bobo joined us up here in the booth for that bottom half of the fifth. Always a pleasure to have players joining us up in the booth. Peterson yesterday, Bobo today. We'll see if we get another one tomorrow. And moving forward, it's always so much fun to be able to talk with the guys on the team about their start to the season, what got them into baseball, what they're looking forward to, what they're enjoying most to start their time here. It's a base hit there from Schlotterbeck into left field, begins the Spuds offense in the sixth. It is still Colin Anderson on the mound, as the Spuds continue to have action in their bullpen. Justin Estrada able to work through a fifth inning. 5 innings, 1 run for Estrada, although his afternoon might be done after finishing off that fifth. 1 run on 4 hits now. No errors for the Spuds. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error for the Sasquatch. Showing bunt and pulling it back is Marsick. One ball, no strikes here on Marsick. Pitch is popped towards that left-hand side and foul. Middle part of the order for the Spuds as Marsick is due up, followed by Pedro Martinez and Cody Clausius. 5, 6, 7 is where we're sitting right now in the order. No action going on in the Sasquatch bullpen as this is Anderson's second inning out of the pen. Came over from Easton Brooks as Brooks went 4 innings. Allowed just the 1 run. Came in the second inning. The Sasquatch scored in the bottom of the first. The Spuds scored in the top of the second. We haven't had any runs since. 1-1 misses. Count goes to 2-1 on Marsick. Schlotterbeck, of course, threat on the bases. Threat to run. Here's the 2-1. This one is grounded through the right side into right field. Schlotterbeck will go to second, and he'll stop right there. As Marsick singles, he is aboard for the first time today, and the Spuds have some offense cooking here in the top of the sixth with runners on first and second and nobody out. Brings up Pedro Martinez, a line out in the second. Reached on an error in the fourth and was left stranded at third, as Easton Brooks was able to get out of that inning, inducing a ground out to end the frame and leaving Martinez stranded at third. He will not factor into the decision today, regardless of the outcome. Trotting out from behind the plate is Chance Green to talk things over with Anderson. First and second, nobody out here in the top of the sixth as the Spuds are looking for their first lead of the series. Did not lead at all in yesterday's game. Trying to jump out in front here in the top of the sixth. Pedro Martinez is at the plate. He calls time after Anderson took a long stare in to decide on a pitch. Schlotterbeck at second, Marsick at first. And the first pitch to Martinez. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul along the first base side. So he had an opportunity to somewhat surprise the Sasquatch with a bunt, but he can't lay it down. So now Jordan Bowman and Ben Tate at the corners might be expecting a bunt. Tate would have to cover third if there would be a play there. Bowman is on the grass on the first base side. Again showing bunt. This time it's bunted towards the third base line. Anderson off the mound, fields it with the bare hand and throws the first in time to get Martinez, but it's a successful bunt as both runners move into scoring position. Sack bunt is out number one as Schlotterbeck now goes to third, Marsick to second, and Cody Clausius looking for his first hit with the Spuds in his first game played. Hasn't started the way he would like. Strikeout in each of his first two at-bats. Could erase it here with a hit to put the Spuds in front. The ball outside makes it 1-0. Bowman remains with his feet on the infield grass as Tate only a few steps behind the grass on the third base line. Middle infield playing deep. Gonzalez almost towards the outfield grass at short. Bachman the same on the second base side. 1-0. Outside 2-0. Anderson trying to strand a pair and keep this game tied. So the Spuds have put together a couple base runners here in the sixth. 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Sasquatch and Spuds knotted up at 1, have been since the second inning. Cody Clausius trying to deliver a hit. Give the Spuds the lead. 2-1 pitch from Anderson is check swing. He does go around. The count will go to 2-2, and Clausius trying to avoid now a third strikeout. Anderson would like nothing more than a strikeout to keep both these runners put and give him a chance to wiggle out of this. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Schlotterbeck on third, Marsick on second. Corner still in for the Sasquatch. Middle infield deep. Long look in by Colin Anderson. And on second base, Matt Marsick was trying to tell Cody Clausius to step out of the box. Finally, he does. Clausius now in the box. 2-2 the count. Pitch from Anderson. Swing and a miss. Clausius down on strikes. The tag is applied. And Clausius is set down on strikes for the third time today. Runners will have to stay where they are. And Anderson has a shot to get out of this here with 2 outs in the sixth. Here is Cole Douglas, the catcher. He singled in the second and flew out in the fourth. First pitch, that's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Two hits in this half inning. A sac bunt by Martinez put both in scoring position. And then a strikeout has Colin Anderson 1 out away from getting out of it. His pitch is in there for a strike, count even 1-1. One ball, no strikes here on Douglas, the 8th hole hitter. Anderson's pitch is swung on and missed. 1-2. So after a strikeout to Clausius, Anderson looking for back-to-back Ks to end the inning. Sasquatch and Spuds tied at 1, top of the 6th. Spuds threatening for the first time in a few innings. Colin Anderson comes set on the mound. And here's his 1-2. Just misses off the corner. Full count goes to 2-2. Big spot here for Anderson and Douglas. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Pitch from Anderson is lined and through the left side for a base hit past Gonzalez. And it gets past Rakes in left field. He has trouble picking it up. And 2 runs are going to come in to score on the RBI single by Cole Douglas. Spuds jump out in front. They lead it 3-1. So 2 runs come in to score on the RBI single by Cole Douglas, and the Spuds have taken the lead here in the 6th inning. 2 strikes in the frame. Anderson can't get out of the jam, and the Spuds will jump out in front. The 9-hole hitter, Hunter Billingsley, will now come to bat. RBI single and a ground out on his game. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count on Billingsley.
I know it's on a guy, but just a tad more.
Douglas now off first. 0-1. Sails outside to even the count. Spuds trying to split the first 2 games of this series to give themselves a chance to win their 2nd straight against the Sasquatch. While Spearfish is trying to improve to 500 after an 0-4 start getting swept by the Spuds. They've rebounded nicely as this pitch misses, and behind the plate, Green has trouble with the ball. Douglas will steal second easily. Two balls and a strike on Billingsley. This base hit could bring home a 3rd in this half inning. The Spuds already with 2 in this frame, taking a 3-1 lead. He fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Billingsley. Anderson trying to strand Douglas and escape the jam with just the 2 runs given up. Facing Billingsley here. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Billingsley is down on strikes. Anderson able to give up just the 2 in the frame, but the Spuds jump out in front. They take a 3-1 lead into the bottom of the 6th.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
The thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
New pitcher in the game for the Spuds. It is Bryce Hudanich, who takes over from Justin Estrada, who delivers another strong outing for the Spuds. Gave up a run in the bottom of the first, but was hard to touch after that. 5 innings pitched, gives up 2 hits, 4 walks, strikes out 4 as well. And just the 1 run allowed by Estrada today, as it's Bryce Hudanich will now replace him. Saw him twice in the series against the Sasquatch. He's only pitched in 2 games, thrown 1 inning. And on May 26th, he faced just 2 batters. Did not record an out. He's given up 3 runs across 1 inning. He'll deal with 2, 3, 4 in the order. Braden Gastisha, Patrick Rakes, and Seth Nelson as a quick early conversation between Hudanich and Douglas, the catcher. Sasquatch find themselves now trailing, but this is not something they've been unfamiliar with. They've trailed against the Spuds quite a bit in this season, and even when they trail other teams, they always find a way to come back late and at least make it a close game. Whether they win it or not, they're always in it. Never out of a ball game. Seth Nelson before today's game, the sentiment that he expressed, that no matter what the score is, no matter what the inning is, they always feel like they're in the ball game and that they can come back. 3-0 the count on Gastisha. In their first strike, 3-1. Hudanich has only retired 3 batters on the season, and all 3 of them he has retired via a strikeout. Gastisha fouls it off. So the count goes full now here on Gastisha with Patrick Rakes waiting on deck. 3rd time up for the Sasquatch now here in the 6th. (3-2) from Hudanich is upstairs, ball 4. Gastisha begins the bottom of the 6th with a walk. The leadoff walk was how the Sasquatch got their first run home. Bachman led off the bottom of the 1st with a walk, and Patrick Rakes, 2 batters later, had an RBI ground out. That gave the Sasquatch the first run of the game. Spuds immediately answered back with a run in the top of the 2nd. And then, most recently, the 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning for Casper has given them a 3-1 lead. So Patrick Rakes will now dig in and watch a pitch clip the corner for strike 1. Gastisha off first, 0-1 on Rakes. And he fouls it off the end of the bat, 0-2. Plenty of time in this ball game. It's still only 2 runs to make up for the Sasquatch. The Spuds have an arm throwing in their bullpen. Sasquatch quiet in their bullpen. As Colin Anderson would appear to come out for the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch misses on Rakes. Ball and 2 strikes. Wind still blowing. Currently now blowing directly out to left field. So with a lefty at the plate, maybe not as beneficial, but if a righty does come up, that's in their favor. 1-2 breaking ball left upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. This is one of 2 games currently in progress at the moment, as the Prospects and Sodbusters are tied at 0 in the top of the 3rd. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hudanich's pitch is fouled straight back. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Rakes. The Sasquatch are looking to try to chip away at this deficit. Castillo led off the inning with a walk, standing at first ahead of a 2-2. Long pause on the mound. Now the pitch is in the dirt. Count goes full. So Hudinich trying to avoid a second walk to begin the half inning. Seth Nelson, the DH, waiting on deck. Sasquatch with only 2 hits in this game. Another long pause, and the pitch is hit hard into right center field. This ball is deep. Going back on it is Martinez. Still back at the track. He leaps and he can't make the play. It's up against the wall. Rakes will go to second, headed for third, and stopping there is Braden Gastisha. As Rakes hits one off the wall in right field for a double. Sasquatch have second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Patrick Rakes very nearly tied the game with his first home run of the summer. That ball went on the warning track. Might have kicked off the glove first of Martinez. It's hard to tell from here whether it hit the wall first or the glove first. But either way, Patrick Rakes gives one a ride out to right center field. And the Sasquatch will have second and third with nobody out. No signal yet for a call to the bullpen. Spuds bullpen looking in as they appear to have an arm ready to go. Hudinich's leash has not been very long in his first few outings of the summer. For the moment, it appears he would face Seth Nelson here as they continue to talk things over on the mound. Home plate umpire Steve Craze goes out looking to break it up. So Seth Nelson will bat here with second and third, nobody out. After the double by Patrick Rakes, that's just the 3rd hit of the game for the Sasquatch. Their first since Seth Nelson's single back in the 4th. Nelson is 1 for 2 on the day. Had a really great summer last year with the Sasquatch, batting north of 300 at 350. Showed off the power as well. 5 home runs last year. A home run here would give the Sasquatch the lead. Sasquatch looking for their first run since the 1st. It stands at third in the form of Gastisha. Rakes is at second. 1-0 pitch is well up and away. 2-0 the count. Hudinich having a tough time finding the zone here since coming into this game. He walked Gastisha, fell behind 3-0, and then he walked him on a 3-2 pitch. Patrick Rakes, a couple balls in that at-bat. Now he's behind here 2-0 on Seth Nelson. 2-0, up and away. Count goes to 3-0. Jordan Bowman waiting on deck, and a walk here you'd have to imagine would be the end of the line for Hudinich, who doesn't seem to have it working here in the bottom of the 6th. To Nelson, up and away. Again, he goes with the fastball and he misses to the same spot. Everything ending up in that spot from Hudinich out of the mound. And that will presumably be the end of the day. We'll see. Yep, that will be the end of the day. The call of the bullpen is made. A walk, a double, and a walk have the Sasquatch in business. They'll have the bases loaded and Jordan Bowman coming up when we return.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment. but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Jordan Bowman up for the biggest at-bat to this point for Sasquatch hitters as he bats with the bases loaded and nobody out. Gastiche at third, Rakes at second, Nelson at first. The new pitcher Cooper Hack on the mound for the Spuds delivers a first pitch strike. Hack appeared in 2 games against the Sasquatch on May 24th and on May 26th. On the 24th, faced 9 batters, 2 innings, did not allow a run. In total, he's allowed 1 run on the season. Gets a big swing from Bowman, who's well out in front of the breaking ball, 0-2. Hack had 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings. Spuds looking for a strikeout here on Bowman, who is 0 for 1 today, a walk and a strikeout for the first baseman. Infield is back for the Spuds. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. That's strike 3 on Bowman. And a big out number 1 by Cooper Hack, who uses just 3 pitches to strike out Bowman. Keep the bases loaded here in the 6th. Here's Ben Tate now with the bases loaded. Had a good at-bat with the bases loaded a couple nights ago against the Prospects. Hit a bases clearing 3-run double. Trying to do the same thing here as Cooper Hack is feeling it right now on the mound. Getting the ball, working quickly. 4 pitches, 4 strikes, already a strikeout under his belt. He's ahead of Tate here, 0-1, as there is a hole at second base with Stocking shifted on the left side of the infield. Pitch misses to even the count here, 1-1. Outfield straight up. 3 infielders on the left side, 1 on the right. It's just the first baseman, Clausius, who's standing on the infield grass on the first base side. Over at third, Billingsley is in the cutout at the third base side as that breaking ball clips the top of the zone on Tate. Count goes to 1-2. Hack inherited the bases loaded from Hudanich, who did not retire a batter. Walk, double, and walk. 1-2 swing and a miss. Tate down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cooper Hack since coming into the game. And the bases are going to stay loaded here with 2 outs. And now Chance Green is coming up. Spuds outfield comes in as Martinez will shift in from right field. All outfielders taking a couple steps in ahead of this at-bat from Green. Infield even further back than where they were before, with Clausius and Billingsley both now at their regular positions on the first and third base sides. 0-1 the count here on Chance Green. It's the Sasquatch trying to avoid coming away with a 0. Green late on the breaking ball, 0-2. The fastball looking good out of the hands of Hack. And the curveball giving the Sasquatch hitters some problems right now. As Green was way late on that curveball, does he try the same thing? Or does he try to blow a fastball by him after seeing how late he was? Green comes in. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Cooper Hack ahead of Green, 0-2. His pitch is in there for strike 3. The fastball gets him looking. And the Sasquatch load the bases with nobody out on Houdenich, and Cooper Hack comes in out of the bullpen, strikes out the next 3, and keeps the bases loaded and leaves 3 stranded in the home half of the 6th. Sasquatch trail this one 3-1. We're headed to the 7th.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time, I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Clutch than that on the pitching side of things as Cooper Hack comes into the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Strikes out the next 3 and keeps the Spuds ahead 3-1. Top of the order leading off in the top of the 7th inning as it's Elijah Reeves, Chandler Stocking, and Josh Phillips. Reeves takes upstairs for ball 1. 7th inning belonging to Colin Anderson. This is his 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen. 2-0 on the leadoff hitter. Single for Reeves his last time up in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Speedy threat as well if he can get on base. Maybe won't need to as he hits one out to left field and deep. Going back on it is Rakes. At the wall, it's gone. Elijah Reeves with a home run. It's his 1st of the season. And the Spuds now on top. It's 4-1. Elijah Reeves with some power in the leadoff spot. As the Spuds now jump in front, a 4-1 lead. A home run off of Colin Anderson to begin this top of the 7th inning. How about that for a swing of momentum? Spuds looked like they were going to surrender some runs in the bottom half of the inning with the Sasquatch loading the bases, and then not only does Cooper Hack get out of it, but the first batter in the next half inning hits a home run. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. This was Chandler's stalking spot in the order. Pinch hitter is Raphael Jackson, I believe. Or is it Wesley Flatt? It might be Wesley Flatt, number 28, coming into the game. Two balls and a strike. It is Wesley Flatt, who will presumably stay in the game and play second in place of Stocking. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on flat. Pitch from Anderson is lined to short. One hop goes off the glove of Gonzalez and into center field. It's going to be a single for Wesley Flat, or it'll be an error. I don't know how they'll score it. Either way, Flat is aboard. As the Spuds get another runner on base now here with Josh Phillips coming to the plate. They are going to call it an error on Gonzalez at second. First pitch to Phillips is upstairs. Well, ball, no strikes. Sasquatch will get an arm getting ready in the bullpen. Looked like they wanted Anderson to work this 7th inning, but struggling to begin. A home run and now Flat reaching on an error, and 2 balls and no strikes here on Josh Phillips, the DH. Relatively quiet day for Phillips. He walked in the first, grounded out in the third, and popped out in the 5th. So he's 0 for 2. Runner goes. Pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second. Not in time. Bachman able to back it up. Stop the ball from going into center field. A stolen base for Wesley Flat, who comes off the bench and now is in scoring position. There's still nobody out here in the 7th as the Sasquatch are trying to stay within this ball game and not let this one get away from them. Only 9 outs to work with on the offensive side now. Already trailing now by 3, trying to keep it that way. As Phillips waves and misses. Count goes even. Four runs on 7 hits for Casper. 1 run on 3 hits for the Sasquatch. Spearfish has committed 2 errors as well. 2-2 here from Anderson. It's fouled away. Anderson, 3 strikeouts in this game for him. 3 runs in as well. 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. And then a leadoff home run from Elijah Reeves to begin this half inning. Here's a 2-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. Says home plate umpire Steve Craze. That's strikeout number 4 for Colin Anderson. Out number 1 here in the 7th. Dylan Schlotterbeck will come to the plate. He's reached base all 3 times. Pair of walks, a single, and came around to score the first of 2 runs in the 6th inning. You look back at this game, if this score holds or if we get a close game, a couple key plays. The difference in this one in the 6th inning, Sasquatch had 2 outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd. I should say the Spuds had 2 outs in the inning, and they had 2 runners in scoring position. The Sasquatch, Colin Anderson, on the mound, was not able to get the 3rd out, gave up a 2-run single to Cole Douglas. And obviously, for the Sasquatch offense, at bottom of the 6th inning, bases loaded, nobody out, came away with nothing. This one's into center field, and a base hit falls in front of Wallet. Rounding 3rd is Flat. He's going to stop right there as the throw comes into home. And Chance Green will stop the ball from going to the backstop. It's a single for Schlotterbeck, who's on base for a 4th time. And the Spuds have runners on the corners here with 1 out, and Matt Marsick coming to the plate. Still an arm loosening in that Sasquatch bullpen. I believe it's Andrew Argenziano, who we have not seen yet in the season. Getting loose out in that first base bullpen. Schlotterbeck on first with a lot of speed. He takes off for second, and Marsick grounds it to first. Bowman's only play will be to touch the bag at first. An RBI ground out. Scoring from 3rd is Wesley Flat. Moving to 2nd is Schlotterbeck. And Marsick gets the job done with the RBI. 2nd out of the inning, but the 2nd run in for the Spuds, who've put up back-to-back 2s. And now lead it 5-1. Pedro Martinez now bats and swings and misses on the first pitch. 0-1 the count here on Martinez. Oh, 1 swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 0-2. So Anderson looking to try to work through this 7th inning and keep just the 2 runs from scoring. Spuds lead this one now 5-1. Still time for the Sasquatch to come back. They'll have 8-9-1 coming up in the home half of the 7th. Martinez will call time. Nothing into the count here on Martinez. Colin Anderson trying to work through a 3rd inning. Here's his 0-2. Swing and a miss. Martinez down on strikes for out number 3. So Anderson gives up 2 more in the top of the 7th. Spuds will carry a 5-1 lead. It's time to stretch here at the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th when we return.
Somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Eight 8-9-1 for the Sasquatch. As we've got a new center fielder. I can't see from here who it is, though. So as soon as we get a name, try to relay that information to you. Wesley Flett, I believe, is staying in the game to play second base after he pinch hit for Chandler Stocking. No reason to take him out. It's Gonzalez, Wallet, and Bachman here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to figure out Cooper Hack, who came into this game, struck out 3 batters with the bases loaded and nobody out. That alone probably worthy of a player of the game nod on the Casper side of things. It's a good pitching overall from Casper, who after the first inning where Justin Estrada gave up the run, they have not allowed a run since then. 2 balls and no strikes here on Gonzalez. Gonzalez flew out his first time up in the 2nd inning. Walked his last time up in the 5th. Takes a strike, 3-1. Interesting to see Elijah Reeves taken out of center field. Obviously, we don't know what's going on in the dugout or anything like that. But he hits a home run to lead off the inning, and then he's taken out of the game. Matthew Gonzalez flies out to the new center fielder for out number 1. Brings up Micah Wallette. 0 for 2 day for Wallette at the plate, who Sasquatch still only 3 hits in this ball game. Patrick Rakes has a double, Seth Nelson has a single, and Chance Green has a single. Those 3 hits have been scattered across the 2nd, 4th, and 6th innings. Sasquatch just haven't been able to sustain any offensive threats in this game, aside from that 6th inning when a walk, a double, a walk put them in position to get back in the game. They were trailing 3-1 at that point. Cooper Hack got the job done. Ball and a strike here on the 9-hole hitter. Pitch sails down and away. 2-1. Hoping Wallette can get on base here if you're the Sasquatch. Turn the lineup over for Ryan Bachman and your bats at the top and middle part of your order. Still within striking distance, only trailing by 4 and still some time to go. Got to start chipping away though here in the 7th. Hack a little bit more wild in this half inning. He's got a second straight 3-ball, 1-strike count. This time to Wallette, who takes strike 2 from Hack. Full count here on Micah Wallette. Pitch on the way, and it's chopped towards third. Going to be a tough play, but a nice hop for Billingsley, who delivers across the diamond in time. Hunter Billingsley with a short hop play there at third base, done nicely to retire Wallette. And Cooper Hack remains perfect out of the bullpen, retiring all 5 he's faced. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. Ryan Bachman now coming up. So Ryan Bachman, the leadoff man, up with 2 away and nobody on. Takes strike 1 on the corner. Cooper Hack pitching very well out of the bullpen. 22 pitches, 15 strikes. 3 strikeouts and a chance to retire all 6. And it looks like he just might, as this one's grounded to short. Schlotterbeck to first in time. 3 up, 3 down. In the 7th go the Sasquatch. We've played 7 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, and the Spuds lead it 5-1.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
New pitcher in the game, it's Andrew Argenziano who takes over. He will work the top of the 8th inning, the first time we're getting to see him here with the Sasquatch this summer. Arrived to the team a little bit late from Columbia University, Gloucester, New Jersey native. Coming over from Columbia, now he'll get some action here with the Sasquatch as he will face the Spuds 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Cody Clausius was due up to lead off, though that was a pinch hitter who just got hit. Raphael Jackson is hit by a pitch on the first one. And so that is how the top of the 8th inning will begin. Leadoff base runner for the Spuds. Sasquatch had just 3 hits through 5 innings and 1 run. Since then have 4 runs on 5 hits in just the past 2 innings. Spuds, I should say, have 4 runs on 5 hits across the 6th and 7th innings. Looking for more here in the 8th. Cole Douglas, the catcher, digs in and takes upstairs. Argenziano probably looking to be tasked with this 8th and potentially 9th inning, if he can work efficiently through this 8th frame. Misses on that pitch to make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2-ball, 1-strike count, I should say. Infield, outfield straight up here on Douglas as Jackson gets his lead off first. And a 2-1 catches the corner. 2-2 now the count. Sasquatch offense has been held quiet since the first inning. They scored in their first half inning and haven't scored since. Two twos upstairs, full count. We'll see if they put Jackson in motion. Three and 2 the count. Jackson does not go, and the pitch is in there for strike 3. Argenziano sets down Douglas looking for out number 1 in the inning. Update from around the ILB. Sodbusters and Prospects last we checked in then. It was a 0-0 game in the 3rd inning. The Sodbusters have jumped out in front. They lead at 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th, and they're up to bat with runners on the corners, looking to extend their lead. While the Zap and Moo, that game was scheduled for 5:05, and no score update, so I'm going to presume another rain delay or postponement out in Fremont. Sasquatch, after this series against Casper, that's where they'll be headed to take on the Moo. Runner goes, throw down to second is not in time. A good throw from Green behind the plate, but Speedy Jackson swipes second and now moves into scoring position ahead of an 0-2. It's Hunter Billingsley at the plate, who's 1 for 3. RBI single in the 2nd. Strikeout and a groundout his other 2 plate appearances. 0-2. Drops in there for strike 3. Some wicked movement from Argenziano, as it looked like Chance Green behind the plate was even almost fooled by it. That pitch sailed, looked like it was going outside, cut back in. And now that's 2 strikeouts, both looking in this half inning. That'll bring up Chase Burke. So Burke is the guy who came in for Elijah Reeves out in center field. Pitch goes outside, ball 1 on Burke. Reeves was 2 for 4 on the day, hit his homer in the top of the 7th inning, his first of the season. then was taken out of the game in the bottom of the 7th for the defensive change of Chase Burke. Pitch goes to the backstop. Runner moves to third, 3-0, or 2-0 the count. Jackson now standing on third, as Chance Green will go out and talk with Argenziano. Already seeing some good stuff out of Argenziano. The breaking ball looking good out of the hands. Couple strikeouts looking and a hit by pitch so far in his first outing. 2-0 the pitch. This one is grounded, and it's going to be fair inside the line at first. Bowman can't play it. Going into right field and headed for second is Burke. Throw comes into second. It is not in time. RBI double for Chase Burke in his first at-bat of the game. And the Sasquatch now find themselves trailing 6-1 as Rafael Jackson will score. That'll bring up Wesley Flatt. Flatt pinch hit for Chandler Stocking in the 7th. Reached on an error and scored in that half inning, as the Spuds have now scored 5 runs across the last 3 innings. First pitch to Flatt. In there for strike 1. Wesley Flatt has been one of the Spuds' best hitters to begin the season. High on-base percentage. That's why we've seen him top 2 spots in the order for pretty much all year. Him and Elijah Reeves batting near the top of the order as this pitch is fouled away. Count goes to 0-2 on Flatt. Chase Burke off of second. 0-2 from Argenziano is upstairs. Sasquatch will bring up 2, 3, 4 in their order in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to mount a comeback. The Spuds have been the better offensive team today. 6 runs on 9 hits versus the Sasquatch run 1 on 3. Outside. Now a 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2. Foul straight back, we'll do it again. Spuds got a strong start from Justin Estrada. Bryce Hudanich came out of the bullpen, got into trouble loading the bases, but Cooper Heck wiggled out of it to keep the Sasquatch off the board in the 6th, and shut down the Sasquatch in the 7th. An arm is loosening in the Spuds bullpen. Potentially coming in for the 8th. Strikeout swinging. Wesley Flatt goes down. It's 3 strikeouts in the inning for Argenziano, but another run comes in to score for the Spuds, and they carry a 6-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. Games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, The Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at The Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
Two, 3, 4 for the Sasquatches. It's Braden Gastisha who will lead it off. Cooper Hack still on the mound as it's Gastisha, Rakes, and Nelson trying to figure out the mystery that has been Cooper Hack. 6 up, 6 down, including striking out 3 with the bases loaded since coming into this game. Oh, 1 to Gastisha, misses outside. Sasquatch need base runners any way they can get them here in the home half of the 8th. Behind by 5 runs. Gastisha rips one foul along the first base line. 0 for 2 day for Gastisha today as he's grounded out to second for both of his outs. A walk in the 6th inning, led off that inning, and then was left stranded at third. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Big half inning here for Spearfish. A still an arm going on. Getting loose in the Spuds bullpen. Looks like 2 guys throwing as well. Not sure if that's because Cooper Hack's pitch count or if they want to save him for some games after this series is over. The way he's been pitching, no reason to pull him. 2-2 is lofted along the third base line. Going back on it is Billingsley into shallow left field, and he will make the catch to retire Gastisha. And I bring up Patrick Rakes. Rakes has the lone RBI for the Sasquatch. An RBI single in the first inning brought home Ryan Bachman. Struck out in the 4th and doubled in the 6th inning. Came very close to a 2-run home run that would have tied the game at that point in time. So it was 3-1 Casper in that bottom of the 6th inning when the Sasquatch loaded the bases and could not score. Ball and a strike here on Rakes. As mentioned, these 2 teams will face off tomorrow night. It's Top Gun night here at the ballpark, and it's the series finale, looking more and more like it'll be the deciding game and who wins the series. The Spuds looking to take this middle game. Spuds 4-1 on the season, Sasquatch 4-5. 3-1 here on Rakes. Sasquatch are headed to Fremont after this series. Take on the Moo. First time they'll be facing them for that 4-game set. In there for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Patrick Rakes. As Hack is looking to stay perfect out of the pen. He's retired the first 7. Now full count on Rakes. And he misses upstairs, so first Sasquatch batter to reach base against Cooper Hack. It's a walk for Patrick Rakes. Gives the Sasquatch some life here in the 8th inning with 1 runner on, 1 out, and Seth Nelson coming up. Conversation on the mound between Cole Douglas and Cooper Hack as Nelson gets set to dig in. Nelson a strikeout, a single, and a walk. The DH for today for the Sasquatch. Seen the Sasquatch come back from large deficits already this season. Trailing by 5 with 5 outs to work with. Gonna need some offense quickly here with Seth Nelson at the plate. The series against Casper, Sasquatch found themselves trailing in the 9th inning. Were able to put up 3 runs in the final game of that series. Lost that game 10-9, but they had the tying run on third base in the 9th inning. Couldn't bring them around to score. Trying to do some more of the same and come back here late in this ball game. Ball and a strike here on Seth Nelson as the middle infield looking for a double play. Billingsley playing far off the line at third. He is far off of that third base bag, daring Nelson to hit something the opposite way. Small leadoff first for Patrick Rakes. Hack delivers a 2-1. Misses up and away. 3 balls and a strike. As Hack maybe, as he gets a little tired, the command escapes him. Sasquatch looking to draw back-to-back walks here off of Hack and start a bit of a rally here in the 8th. Jordan Bowman waiting on deck. 3-1. Catches the top of the zone. Count goes full. Trailing by 5. Be surprised if they put Patrick Rakes in motion, not necessarily the fastest. And that run, at the end of the day, really does not matter. Doesn't go. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 4th strikeout for Cooper Hack since coming into the game. Out number 2 as he gets Nelson swinging. Brings up Jordan Bowman, a couple strikeouts and a walk on the day for Jordan Bowman. 0 for 2, looking to extend this 8th inning as the Sasquatch have now just 4 outs to play with. Right in the middle of their order, Cooper Hack puts a first pitch strike on the corner. Hack just continuing to pound the zone, though he's fallen behind to a couple hitters in this half inning and walked Patrick Rakes. Throwing a lot of strikes since coming into the game. Recipe for success as Bowman fouls it off. 0-2. Bowman was the first batter that Hack faced with the bases loaded and nobody out in that 6th inning. Bowman, Tate, and Green all down on strikes. That is definitely the turning point in this game. Nothing in 2. Pitch on the way, upstairs. Quiet Sasquatch bullpen, so Andrew Argenziano presumably will be out for the 9th. Sasquatch as it stands, trailing by 5. Bowman lofts one into left center fields. Ranging over is Marsick. Burke comes over from center, and Marsick puts it away to retire Bowman for out number 3. We're headed to the 9th. Spuds lead at 6-1.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Josh Phillips will lead it off in the top of the ninth. It is Phillips, Schlotterbeck, and Marsick. 3-4-5 in the order going up against Andrew Argenziano. Back out for a second inning. Before this game ends, I want to give a very special shout out to my cousin Abby, who's celebrating her 21st birthday today. Special shout out to her. Ball and a strike here on Phillips, as the Spuds are looking to extend this lead here in the ninth. Already on top by 5, looking for more. As Phillips takes ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Phillips is 0 for 3 with a walk after a homer in yesterday's game. He's been held without a hit today at the plate. Argenziano trying to keep it that way. Behind in the count here, 2-1. And Phillips takes ball 3. Dylan Schlotterbeck, who's been sort of the opposite. He's reached base all 4 times. He's on deck. Argenziano punched out 3 in the 8th inning. Allowed a run, but was able to get all 3 outs via the strikeout. Full count here now on Phillips, who struck out his last time up. 3-2. Missed. And it's a walk for Phillips, his second walk of the day. And now a leadoff runner is aboard for the Spuds. Well, if you've been watching this broadcast from the beginning, I mentioned at the beginning how the Sasquatch were so good in yesterday's game about getting the leadoff guy out to begin half innings. Yesterday they did so 6 of 9 times. In today's game they did it each of the first 3 innings. But ever since then, the Spuds have put the leadoff guy on. 4th inning through now the 9th inning, the leadoff runner has reached. Definitely not a recipe for success for this pitching staff, who's allowed 6 runs on 9 hits today. At the end of the day, though, the offense with only 3 hits. Tough to win a ball game when the offense is scuffling like they have been today. As this one's chopped to third, it goes right off the glove of Tate. That'll probably be an error on the third baseman, as Schlotterbeck will reach for a 5th time today. It is an error on Tate. First and second here with nobody out. And the lefty Matt Marsick coming to the plate. First pitch to Marsick. Catches the top of the zone, 0-1. Marsick is 1 for 4 on the day. Singled and scored a run in the 6th. Also brought home a run with an RBI groundout in the 7th. Takes upstairs to even the count. You were watching the Sasquatch 400 as well. Between half innings, you saw Cade Bleeker get the win in that Chewbacca uniform, proving why he is an athlete, far and away being in the competition in the Sasquatch 400. As Marsick fouls it away. 1-2 here on the left fielder. Looking ahead to the 9th for the Sasquatch, it'll be Ben Tate, Chance Green, and Matthew Gonzalez, 6, 7, 8 in the order. Though we've seen head coach Justice Scott from time to time go to the bench for some pinch hitters. Plenty of guys not playing today who could be getting an opportunity. Javier Marcial, Ben Green, Lane Syme. all out of the lineup today. Still another game, though, in this series. These two teams will match up tomorrow, so we'll go back to the 6:05 start time. It was nice to have some afternoon baseball today. A little bit warmer than it had been the previous days. Grounded to first. Bowman will go to second for one. The throw to first, ball not be in time. Argenziano not able to beat Marsick to the bag. He'll reach on a fielder's choice. Schlotterbeck is retired at second base. Phillips to third. Now runners on the corners with one away, and Pedro Martinez coming to the plate. Also stick around after this game is over for the GP Local postgame show. Marsick now at first, Phillips at third with one away, and a pitch up and away to Pedro Martinez, ball one. Martinez, an eventful day at the plate. Line out his first time up. He reached on an error in the fourth. Had a sac bunt in the sixth and then struck out his last time up. Check in first. This one goes off of Marsick. It skips away from Bowman. Scoring from third is Phillips. Smart base running there from Josh Phillips, who looked like he was starting to go before that ball even got away from Bowman at first. So another run in here in the ninth inning, as the Spuds have now scored in every inning since the sixth. 2 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, 1 in the eighth, and now 1 in the ninth to take a 7-1 lead. Four errors on the day for the Sasquatch, who now have more errors than hits today. Certainly not the prettiest of numbers looking out in the scoreboard. Fouled straight back, 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one out here in the top of the ninth. Marsick off of first. They'll check in again, and the ball goes past Bowman and up against the screen. Marsick will go to second. So now Marsick moves to second with still just one out, as Argenziano seems like he'll have to work through this ninth inning the whole way either way. Nobody throwing in the Sasquatch bullpen. This is his inning to work through. He doesn't have a baseball, though. Now he gets one. Two balls and a strike here on Martinez, is now, I think, that 2 errors in this half inning and 5 on the game for the Sasquatch. 2-1 popped up on the infield. Going back is Gonzalez, right behind the second base bag. He puts it away. Martinez is retired on the pop out. That'll bring up the spot that was once Cody Clausius, was then a pinch hitter, Raphael Jackson. And now it'll be a third person occupying that spot, as it is Parker Burt who comes into the game. First pitch to Burt is upstairs, ball one. Jackson only had one at bat in this game. He was hit by a pitch. Clausius before him struck out all 3 times. So now it's Burt in the 7th hole in the order. 5th batter to come to plate in the 9th. Argenziano misses on that pitch to make it a 2-0 count. Spuds tacking on another one in the 9th, now lead at 7-1. As a pitch misses outside, 3-1. 3-0 pitch. 3-0 swinging and hitting into center field. Wallette going back on it. Still back, and he makes the catch to retire Burt. Sasquatch will need 6 to tie in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see if they have a rally in their bones when we return here on Spearfish Sasquatch YouTube.
The locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Fans come out for our next fireworks night. We saw the display here at the ballpark yesterday, but fireworks night on June 28th. Sasquatch will be hosting another fireworks show. We encourage you to come out to the ballpark and enjoy the show when they take on the Plainsmen. 6:05 first pitch on June 28th. So buy your tickets on the Spearfish Sasquatch website. You won't want to miss the fireworks show coming up later this month. Sasquatch bats looking to mount a rally. Ben Tate, Chance Green, and Matthew Gonzalez facing off against Jackson Strohmeyer, who will try to get the final 3 outs in this ballgame. One ball, one strike here on Tate. Sasquatch will need 6 runs here to tie. One. Grounded foul along the third base line. Spuds 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Sasquatch 1 run on 3 hits and 5 errors. All 3 hits have been scattered, with the Sasquatch not having 2 hits in the same inning yet today. They threatened in the 6th by loading the bases with nobody out, but could not score. High chopper to short, fielded and thrown onto first to retire Tate for the first out. Tomorrow is the series finale between these two teams. First pitch at 6:05 p.m. And you can watch it, of course, right here on the Spearfish Sasquatch YouTube. As it seems like the series will be decided tomorrow. Sasquatch will play their 11th game of the season. And the Spuds will continue to see the Sasquatch, the only team they're facing all year, it seems. Chance Green puts one into left field for a base hit through the side. And now Green has 2 of the 4 hits for the Sasquatch, and he's on base for a 3rd time in 4 trips. Well, we've talked about Sasquatch's ability. You've heard players talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. They always feel like they're in the ballgame, and they never give up at the plate. keep the lineup moving, always try to mount a comeback. They never roll over and give up on a ball game. Certainly saw it in the series against Casper, saw it against Nebraska. Not saying they're going to come back from down 6 runs because that's a tall ask, but you know they're going to put up a fight. Green is on base at first. Matthew Gonzalez, the 8th hole hitter, at the plate. In the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes here on the shortstop. Spuds just now getting a guy to begin throwing in the bullpen in case Strohmeyer gets into some deep trouble in this 9th. 2-0, misses. Count goes to 3-0 here on Gonzalez with Micah Wallett waiting on deck. Gonzalez, a pair of flyouts and a walk. He's up for just the 4th time. 4th time in this 9th inning. Catches the top of the zone, 3-1 on Gonzalez. Strohmeyer, we saw him appear in the series in Casper when the Spuds swept the Sasquatch to open the season. Didn't appear yesterday. Justin Estrada still in line for the win for the Spuds, while the loss would belong to Colin Anderson on the Sasquatch side of things if they cannot come back in this game. Gonzalez draws a walk. Sasquatch putting on a couple base runners here in this 9th inning. Micah Wallett headed to the plate. Douglas will go out and talk to Strohmeyer on the mound. Spuds need 2 more outs to secure their 5th victory of the season. They currently still hold sole possession of first place in the ILB at a 4-1 record. Looking to improve to 4-2, while the Sasquatch were hoping to get back to 500. A loss would put them at 4-6. That pitch crossed up. Douglas behind the plate. After a mound visit, they were not on the same page there. Ball and no strikes on Wallett. Infield back, outfield's back as well. Nothing over their heads in this situation. Want to keep everything in front of them. Sasquatch just looking for base runners, just looking to pass the baton. Anyway, keep the lineup moving and give themselves an opportunity. First and second, 1 away. And a pitch again in the dirt. 2-0. Throwing has now stopped in the bullpen on the Spud side of things. Top of the order looming, the 9-hole hitter Wallett standing at the plate. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. After a single from Chance Green and a walk from Matthew Gonzalez. This pitch goes off the glove of Douglas. Both runners are going to advance on a pass ball. Runners at second and third now, although the Spuds not too worried about those runners. Sasquatch will need to bring a couple more guys to the plate and put some more runners on base to pose a real threat of coming back. 3 balls, no strikes on Wallett. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Last thing you want to do here if you're Casper is walk anybody. Already 1 walk issued by Jackson Strohmeyer. Got to force the Sasquatch to beat you with some balls in play. Can't give them free base runners. Sasquatch will take it if they can get it. 3-1. Wallett fouls it away. 3-2. Wallett was up with the bases loaded and 1 out in yesterday's game, trying to walk it off for the Sasquatch. He went down on strikes, but Micah Coleman behind him delivered a walk-off, a walk to win last night's game. Close battle between the two teams, 9-8. Sasquatch winning game 1 of the series. And Coleman goes down on strikes here in the 9th. Pardon me, Wallett goes down on strikes in the 9th. Second out of the inning, and the Sasquatch are down to their final out. Brings up Ryan Bachman here, now the last hope for Spearfish. With second and third and 2 away. Bachman will face Strohmeyer. First pitch to Bachman is in there for strike 1. Nothing in 1 here on Bachman, who is 0 for 3 on the day, reached base on a walk. He's the only Sasquatch batter to come to the plate for a 5th time. 0-1 curveball stays upstairs. Appreciate you for spending some of your Sunday afternoon with us here at the ballpark. The Spuds and the Sasquatch, game 2 of 3 in the series. Sasquatch trying to stay alive here with Ryan Bachman at the plate. Pitch is fouled away. The Sasquatch are down to their final strike. So Jackson Strohmeyer trying to put the finishing touches on a Casper Spuds win to even up this 2-game set here in Black Hills Energy Stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Strohmeyer steps off. Now comes Set ahead of a 1-2. His pitch is upstairs, 2-2. If Bachman can extend this game, Braden Gastisha would be the next man up for the Sasquatch. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 9th. Pitch from Strohmeyer is upstairs. Full count now on Bachman. So Ryan Bachman trying to get on base, keep this game alive. Sasquatch have been down to their final strike for a couple minutes now, with 2 runners on. Full count pitch is swung on and missed. Bachman down on strikes, and Strohmeyer works a clean 9th inning to give the Spuds the win. Well, the Spuds with a 7-1 victory here in game 2 of 3 in the series, as Casper gets some great pitching, starting it off with Justin Estrada, Cooper Hack. If you're not going to give Estrada the player of the game for his great work as a starter, probably Cooper Hack is going to get the player of the game on the Casper side of things. He came in with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th inning, and the Sasquatch trailing 3-1 at that time, and struck out 3 straight Sasquatch hitters to halt any offensive momentum. The Spuds outscored the Sasquatch 6-0 over the final 4 frames, held the Sasquatch scoreless ever since the 1st inning, as Spearfish managed those only 4 hits here in the 2nd game of 3. Stick around for the GP Local postgame show. That's coming up in just a few moments. I'll recap the action for you and look ahead to tomorrow's game in just a few. GP Local postgame show coming up. Final score, 7-1.
Be fucking real, man. Come on.
Welcome to the GP Local postgame show after a 7-1 victory for Casper in Game 2 of this three-game set. Sasquatch will look to rebound tomorrow, but looking at the Sasquatch side of things, today's Landmark Realty and Development Player of the Game is going to go to Easton Brooks, who delivered a strong start for the Sasquatch, continued a line of 3 straight good starts by the Sasquatch. Russell Peterson got the ball 2 days ago. Cade Bleeker pitched yesterday, pitched very well. And then today was Easton Brooks, who goes 4 innings, striking out 4 Spuds batters, allowing just 2 hits and 1 run. He won't get a decision, as it will be Colin Anderson on the Sasquatch side of things who takes the loss. On the other side of things, Justin Estrada will get the win. But looking at this game, at the end of the day, Sasquatch offense has to be better. Only 4 hits. On the defensive side of things as well, you'd love to see some better defensive play, as they committed 5 errors, a lot of them over those final couple innings. But either way, the Spuds are able to come out with the victory. They improved to 5-1 on the season, while the Sasquatch fall to 4-6. We'll have tomorrow's game between these two teams, the series finale, with first pitch scheduled to be 6:05. It's also Top Gun night here at the ballpark, so make sure you're coming out and supporting with your Top Gun merch. I know some of the interns will be, so we hope to see you at the ballpark tomorrow for the series finale before the Sasquatch then start on a road trip heading to Fremont after that game tomorrow against Casper. So for everybody here at the ballpark making this thing happen, for all the interns behind the scenes, for Eric Schmidt, our owner, for Stephen Hogenkamp, our video production intern, I'm Ari Wall, saying so long from Black Hills Energy Stadium. Final score, 7-1.